Driving on parts of I-496 can be like driving on the moon. So it's good news that MDOT is investing $40 million into the interstate next year. Fox 47's Carla Byron tells us what it's going to mean for the thousands of drivers who use it every day.
The state will be spending $40 million to reconstruct about a 4-mile stretch of I-496.
It's bumpy. It's a lot of rocks and things flying up.
Rich Kieft has lived in Delta Township since 1982, which means he's driven on I-496 quite a bit.
In the winter times, it gets very, very slippery. It was good at one point, but now it's definitely in need of repair.
Which is exactly what MDOT is planning to do. Starting in spring of 2020, they're going to break up the old freeway between I-96 and Lansing Road and repave it. But that's not all.
There's going to be reconstruction of the mainline freeway, interchange ramps, bridge repair to 15 bridges within the project limits.
Jenkins says crews will work on one side at a time while the other side of the freeway remains open. The main detour will be on Lansing Road. Even though there will be more traffic, Kieft says the change is necessary.
Going along with the governor's plan to rebuild the roads, I mean, it's the first step. I mean, it needs to be done.
Officials will accept bids for the project early next spring. Reporting in Delta Township, Carla Byron, Fox 47 News.
MDOT's next step will be to find a contractor. It'll then have a town meeting to lay out all the details. The project is expected to be finished in either October or early November of 2020. Some busy stretches of road are going to be shut down in Lansing next week for railroad repairs. Take a look. Turner Street in Old Town will be closed between Reasoner and Douglas. Larch Street will be closed between North and Liberty. And there are two other closures. Shiawassee Street between Pierre Marquette and Dorrance Place, and Cesar Chavez Avenue from Larch to Case Street. It was a big win for the defense today in day 6 of the preliminary hearing for former Michigan State University President Luanna K. Simon. Michigan State Police Detective Lieutenant Joseph Kavanaugh sat on the witness stand for more than 6 hours today. During direct examination by the prosecution, Kavanaugh said that he was certain that Simon lied during an interview with the Michigan State Police in May of last year. Cross-examination from Simon's attorney, Lee Silver, forced Kavanaugh to contradict much of what he said during direct examination.
Honestly, I thought it could not have gone better from our perspective. I thought we had an exceptionally good day. I thought we delivered a lot of knockout blows, and I think the testimony of Detective Arndt will serve as a basis to get these charges dismissed. I really do, or at least should. That's my opinion.
Simon is accused of lying to police during the 2014 Larry Nassar Title IX investigation. Her preliminary hearing will continue with day 7, which is scheduled for July 23rd. Hundreds gathered at a major rally on the Capitol steps tonight to protest the separation of families and the detention centers at the U.S.-Mexico border. The rally to end detention camps is encouraging people to stand up to what they're calling atrocities at the southern border. It comes as ICE is reportedly gearing up for immigration raids around the country starting on Sunday. A pretty perfect day weather-wise, but some rain could be headed our way. Let's bring in meteorologist Brett Collar for a first look at the weather. Brett?
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on a couple of things over the coming days. The chance for rain returns as early as tomorrow. But next week, the remnants of Barry could be moving in as well. This evening, though, all is quiet. Just some clouds moving in from the north and northwest. You'll see why in just a moment. 72 on campus. Live look in Jackson at the moment. We'll get that later. But as we zoom out further, you can see to the north and west, there is this weak boundary. Not really much of a cold front. There's not really cold there behind it. But it is helping to produce some showers and thunderstorms north of Green Bay. And we're seeing some of the high clouds from that moving closer. It looks like we'll see the impacts from this as early as tomorrow. Next week, here's Barry, Tropical Storm Barry south of Louisiana. That should be moving closer next week, and so that's why we have the chance for some rain here in the coming days. Come tomorrow, there could be an isolated shower or two, but next week, I think it's Wednesday and Thursday, that we have the better shot for rain as the remnants of Barry send some moisture in our direction. Let's take a look at tonight's 3-degree guarantee. Tomorrow's high, a little bit hotter, 85 degrees. We hit 81 today. That's exactly what we were forecasting, so $50 going to the Greater Lansing Food Bank, and we're now at $2,800, and the streak continues at 28 days.
All right, Brett, thank you. Michigan is going to get a cut of a $700 million settlement with a company that makes opioids. Drug manufacturer Reckitt was accused of making false claims about its medicine Suboxone. The attorneys general of 33 states also claimed the company lied to the FDA to keep a generic version of Suboxone off the market. Savvy shoppers, listen up. Tomorrow's your chance to snag a deal at the state surplus store. They'll be selling hundreds of items seized by police and the TSA. But as Fox 47's Maureen Halliday tells us, you better move fast.
People will start lining up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, some maybe even earlier, to try and come in when the gate opens at 8 o'clock.
Saturday, the state surplus store will open for a limited time to the public. The sale consists of items seized from airports, Michigan State Police, local police, and the DNR. Now, this is a sale you're not going to want to miss.
We've got a wide array of things. We've got tools, we have knives, we have charging cords for phones, earbuds.
Money that's made from this event goes right back into the public.
So it's not about making a profit. We're not here to try and make a profit. The money that comes in to this actually goes back into state surplus to help support the program.
And money shouldn't be too much of an issue, considering the prices of these items are a bargain shopper's dream.
I can just say that we get some great deals. If you're looking for Bluetooth speakers, we have some of those. We have some Fitbits. We have charging cords.
And most payment offers are accepted.
We accept cash, credit card, debit card, no checks, no American Express.
The event is only open to the public on Saturday, July 13th from 8 in the morning until noon. So set those alarms because you're going to want to get there early. I'm Maureen Halliday, Fox 47 News.
Now, if you can't make it to the actual event, don't worry. Some of the items will be up for auction online. For more information, just go to our website, fox47news.com. More trouble for singer R. Kelly tonight. We'll tell you why he's facing more than a dozen new charges in 2 different states. Plus, say goodbye to the old tent and sleeping bag. Camping has taken on a whole new twist. We'll tell you all about glamping so you don't waste your money. But first,
time is running out for people to make their final preparations as the storm approaches the coast. I'm Steve Harrigan in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. That story ahead.
Sarah Swistak, Storm Shield Weather with Brett Collar. This is Fox 47 News at 10.
Special counsel Robert Mueller will not testify before Congress until July 24th. Rumors had been swirling earlier today that the date would be moved back from July 17th. Mueller offered to delay his testimony because the new hearing date gives lawmakers more time to question him about his investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election and possible obstruction of justice by President Donald Trump. Just a few hours from now, Tropical Storm Barry is expected to make landfall on the south central coast of Louisiana. While it may not reach hurricane strength, flooding is still a major concern as the Mississippi River has already approached flood level before the storm developed. Fox News correspondent Steve Harrigan has more from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi.
If you have preparations that you need to complete, now is the time. You do not have much more time at all before the impacts of Barry will be here.
A final warning from the National Weather Service. The storm churning in the Gulf of Mexico is expected to make landfall Saturday morning near Morgan City, Louisiana. The winds have gradually been getting stronger, kicking up angry, choppy waves. But the biggest threat is the rain. Some parts of the region could see more than 20 inches. More than 200 floodgates have been closed along the Mississippi River, which is already at flood stage and will likely crest at 19 feet, just below the 20-foot levees. Here in Mississippi, storm surges could hit 5 feet, creating the potential for serious flooding in an area where the ground is already saturated. Locals have been following the advice from officials, filling up sandbags and stocking up on essentials like water, batteries, gas, and of course, junk food.
We bought brownie mix and cookie mix and all kind of good food. So in case we lose electricity, we'll be eating well.
Power outages are likely and could last for days. Some locals are optimistic the storm will just fizzle out.
I think it's gonna just pass through, just maybe a little bit of flooding, and then I think everything else will be okay.
The real problem with this storm is that it is so slow moving. That means it's gonna dump a lot of rain in one place and it could create deadly flash flooding. In Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, Steve Harrigan, Fox News.
More trouble tonight for R&B singer R. Kelly. Kelly is now facing a 5-count indictment in New York for alleged racketeering and child sex trafficking. The alleged crimes took place from 1999 to now and involved 5 victims, 3 of whom were minors. Meanwhile, in Illinois, Kelly is facing 13 new charges, including producing child pornography and enticing a minor into sexual activity. His lawyers say Kelly denies any wrongdoing. The plane that became known as the Miracle on the Hudson is going to have to be moved. That's because the building that currently displays the plane is going to become the home of the Honeywell Corporation's fleet of aircraft. That means U.S. Airways Flight 1549, along with 50 other smaller planes, all need a new home. It's expected to take more than 2 years to find a new location and build a new home for the plane Sully Sullenberger landed in the Hudson River in 2009. Museum officials hope the new location will be on the grounds of Charlotte's airport, where the museum is currently located. A Florida mother is facing a felony charge after a video of her daughter licking a tongue depressor went viral on the internet. It happened at a doctor's office. The teen then put the tongue depressor back. Her mom, Corey Ward, is facing a charge of tampering with a consumer product without regard for possible death or bodily injury. Ward's bail was set at $2,500. The judge ordered her not to contact the doctor's office and stay off of social media. She could face up to 20 years in prison. President Donald Trump says he doesn't like doing it, but promises people living here illegally will be arrested in raids starting this weekend. This as Democrats who toured border facilities blasted the administration's treatment of detained migrant families. Jennifer Johnson has the latest.
Immigration advocates protesting.
Down, down with deportation.
Ahead of mass deportation raids Sunday in 10 major cities. President Trump says the thousands of families targeted have already been given deportation orders.
It's not something I like doing, but people have come into our country illegally. We're focused on criminals.
But Democrats say the raids are really a political ploy to appease the president's base.
This is an attempt to intimidate immigrant and Latino communities across the country. And what will happen is another version of family separation.
If an ICE agent comes to your home, you do not have to open the door. Ask to see a search warrant.
This as a House committee holds a hearing on conditions at border detention facilities. Democrats testified on seeing unsanitary conditions while touring 3 Texas centers in early July.
We do have a crisis at our border. It is one of morality.
And they were told to drink out of a toilet bowl. I believed them.
But President Trump accused Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of fabricating what she saw.
That's a phony story. She made it up.
Vice President Mike Pence and a group of Republican senators visited a Texas border migrant detention center.
Every family that I spoke to told me that they were being well cared for, and different than some of the harsh rhetoric that we hear from Democrats on Capitol Hill. Our Customs and Border Protection are doing their level best to provide compassionate care.
A different picture as protests continue. Families arrested in these ICE raids are expected to go to detention centers in Texas and Pennsylvania or hotel rooms and deported as quickly as possible.
Well, you've heard of the Impossible Burger, but what if you'd rather have fish? We'll tell you about the latest creation for the Impossible Foods brand. But first, Fox Means Business.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 records on Wall Street to end the week. I'm Connell McShane with the Fox Business Network. We'll have more coming up.
You're watching Fox 47 News at 10.
The Dow surging yet again, and if you like fried food, tomorrow should be a great day to indulge. Fox Business reporter Connell McShane explains why in tonight's Fox Means Business Report.
It's the running of the bulls on Wall Street as the Dow closes out another strong week at another all-time high, just one day after closing above 27,000 for the first time. The Nasdaq and the S&P 500 also getting in on the fun, closing at record highs to end the week. Meantime, weekend road trippers are dealing with higher gas prices as the national average for regular unleaded rising again this week. A gallon now costs $2.78. Keep in mind, though, that's still around 10 cents lower than this time last year. And some more setbacks for Boeing and the 737 MAX. United Airlines is extending its 737 MAX cancellations to early November. The jets have been grounded worldwide after 2 deadly crashes. And it looks like Saturday is now Friday. That's because tomorrow is National Friday, a celebration of the classic fast food staple, and most of the fast food chains have deals or freebies on Saturday. So go out and enjoy that. That's a look at business. I'm Connell McShane.
Oh, French fries are one of my weaknesses. Those look great. All right, tonight's Pump Patrol price is $2.79 at the Market Fresh Gas Express on South MLK and West Jolly Road in Lansing. We're looking for the least expensive gas price in Mid-Michigan every day. If you see it, give us a call at 484-8847 and we'll put it on TV. Well, you better fill up now because Tropical Storm Barry could cause prices to jump at the pump. More than half of the Gulf Coast oil output has been cut as energy companies evacuate staff from offshore rigs and platforms. A major refinery in Louisiana has also been shut down. Experts say flooding could reduce operations at refineries and keep pipelines that transport oil and gas throughout the U.S. Ford and Volkswagen are expanding their partnership by investing in an autonomous vehicle company based in Pittsburgh. The company, Argo AI, is mostly owned by Ford, but Volkswagen will invest $2.6 billion into it. The two automakers will also collaborate on electric vehicles to be sold in Europe starting in 2023.
Folks, this is big news because the combination of these two companies in this industry make this instantaneously the largest platform working on this. Ford and VW could have partnered with anyone. Everyone was after us, but we both chose Argo.
The two companies say they'll stay, quote, independent and fiercely competitive, but that their combined effort will save money on development and manufacturing costs. Their new alliance now makes Argo one of the highest valued autonomous car development companies in the world. The Black Friday of summer starts on Monday. Amazon will be offering steep discounts as part of Prime Day, while other retailers roll out sales to steal Amazon's thunder. Liz McLaughlin shows us how places like Target, Walmart, and eBay plan to do it.
And I'm so excited.
Amazon is using star power to hype the company's big annual shopping event with celebrity performances, launches, and product discounts.
You don't need to go shopping anymore. You just go to Amazon Prime.
All part of the 48-hour sale, kicking off at midnight on July 15th.
Now we have over 1 million deals available on Prime Day,
with new ones popping up across categories every 5 minutes.
You have to dig through a lot of stuff to find the handful of gems.
Prime Day discounts are exclusive to those with a Prime membership, costing $120 a year.
If you don't want to spend the money up front, you can get a trial membership. Then you can always cancel it if you don't want to be a full all-year paying member.
Amazon hopes to surpass the $4.2 billion in Prime Day sales it raked in last year. But retail competitors are primed to compete. Target launching its Deal Days sale, touting no membership required.
Hey Google.
And Walmart's Google Week offers smart home device deals through July 16th, taking aim at Amazon's voice assistant products, often at their lowest prices on Prime Day.
This year if Amazon crashes.
eBay is having a crash sale on July 15th, mocking Amazon's technical glitches during Prime Day last year.
We certainly know that some customers were disappointed.
But Amazon says this year,
we're ready.
Next Monday and Tuesday will prove if shoppers are too.
Another wrench for Amazon. Workers at one of its warehouses in Minnesota are planning a 6-hour walkout during Prime Day. The company says it does not expect the strike to impact customer shipping or deliveries. You've probably heard of the Impossible Burger, but what about Impossible Fish? Impossible Foods is working on a fish alternative that's made from plants, just like the burger. Scientists at the company are working with the same protein from the company's fake meat recipe to recreate the flavor of real fish. Their hope is to produce a fishless fish that won't cause health problems linked to eating too much seafood. Impossible Foods plans to have a replacement for every animal-based food on the market by 2035. Well, to make room for those orange barrels, we're just days away from the start of a major downtown construction project. We'll tell you where and how it will affect you coming up.
Pretty nice finish to the work week. Still fairly quiet out there, but we are seeing some rain moving closer with this week boundary. Could give us some rain at times this weekend. We'll talk about when coming up.
You're watching Fox 47 News at 10.
Consumers Energy is prepping for a massive road construction project in downtown Jackson. Fox 47's Rachel Sweet has the details.
So far, the downtown streets are still open, and local residents tell me that they are looking forward to the reconstruction that's going to start on Monday.
And everyone's always complaining about the road, so I look forward to the end product.
Some people are worried about the side effects of the construction.
It's going to be congestion, I know, and problems. People are going to have attitudes.
But others say the long-term payoff will be worth it.
Be patient because in the long run it's going to look better. It's going to increase property values, which is important to me. It's going to make the area a lot nicer, which the city has taken a very strong stance on trying to improve this area over the last decade or so.
Crews will be replacing water mains, resurfacing